for I am yours, and you are mine. Raise the bounds and deepest waters, your sovereign hand will be my guide. Where feet may fail and fear surrounds me, you've never failed and you won't start now. So I will call upon your name and keep my eyes above the waves. When oceans rise, my soul will rest in your embrace. For I am yours, and you are mine. And you are mine. Spirit, lead me when my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith will be made stronger in the presence of my Savior. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith will be made stronger in the presence of my Savior. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith will be made stronger in the presence of my Savior. So I will call upon your name and keep my eyes above the waves. When oceans rise, my soul will rest in your embrace. For I am yours, and you are
I couldn't believe what I had just heard. In fact, it was the last thing I heard. Oh yes, there were people yelling things, but I didn't even acknowledge that they were there, let alone hear what they were saying. My feelings could not be hurt now. No, not after what this bleeding, innocent man said to me. His words didn't stop the pain. It's just, they made me think about tomorrow. You see, I'd always feared tomorrow. I was always afraid of what tomorrow would bring. Prison, the whipping post for a public scourging, my right hand severed at the wrist. Those thoughts were my daily diet. Now, none of it mattered, because what he said erased every fearful thought. Every fear from childhood to this point was washed away with his words. Before his words, before I heard what he said, every breath I took was minced with regret. The nails in my hands hurt like a pain I'd never felt before. What hurt worse were the regrets of my past. I'd give anything to have another chance. He knew it. He could see it on my face. When his head tilted my way, I could see it in his eyes. He knew my whole life, and I knew he knew. "Remember me when you come into your kingdom," I said. I would have never said those words before. It's amazing what you'll admit when you have nothing to lose. It's okay to say he has a kingdom and not fear ridicule from your so-called friends. You don't care who's looking when you call him your king. 1,000 thoughts raced through my mind. I couldn't stop any of them. I remember thinking, I am going to stand before the Almighty, and I wanted to try to find something good that I could present to my Maker. But there was nothing. Not one good thing. It was like sand through my hands. "Mama, please don't hide from me. I'm sorry I let you down. I didn't mean to hurt you. Daddy, please forgive me. I should have listened. I want to come home, but I can't. It wasn't their fault I'm here. Anything good was buried by the ugly past that I carried. This cross on my back was what I deserved, but not him. He was innocent. How blind was the angry from? How is it the thief can see him clearly? I'll tell you how. The thief has been caught. When you get caught in your sin, that's when you can see him clearly. The nails, not his, mine made me face my reality. When you finally get real with him, that's when you can see him and yourself clearly. Today, his first word to me was today. Today? Amazingly how often I use the word someday, but never today. I avoided using the word today as much as I could, but not someday. Someday I'll change. Someday it'll get better. Someday I'll get it right. Someday came today. When he said today, I didn't know what to think. And then he went on. You will be. Oh, I've heard these words before. You'll be a nothing. You'll be a failure. You'll be a loser. I was preparing for what I deserved. Dead. Today you'll be dead. Today you'll be dead and it's over. That's it. And I knew. But no. He continued. With me. He looked me in the eyes. And he said with me, "What? With you? You want me to be with you? Somebody wants me? Somebody wants me to be with them? Nobody ever wanted to be with me or me with them. I didn't belong. But here's not just someone, but the King of Kings wants me. A thief. To be with him? That in itself is enough for me. No, it's too much for me. I don't deserve any of this." And if that isn't enough, he finishes with, "In paradise. Today, you will be with me in paradise." Paradise? This is not the end. There's something on the other side of here. I'm going to paradise. I don't know where that is, but if he's going, he said he wanted me to go too. Where are you going today? I'm going to paradise. I'm going to paradise.
All right.
Would you stand with us and sing this beloved hymn? be seated. 3 women, Eve, Bathsheba, and Mary. All of them lost a child. This is their story. Only one loss will mean the hope for all mankind.
He didn't do anything wrong.
He never had a chance. It seems so unfair.
So innocent. He was only doing the right thing.
Yet he took on our shame.
He never knew sin.
We sinned. I sinned. And yet
He died in our place.
he died because of me. I am so weak.
He was so strong, carrying the weight of
The guilt and the shame
as his blood spilled out.
poured over me.
We are all guilty.
But he is so innocent I couldn't bear to watch.
As they beat him, broke him, and drove the nails into his
Tiny little hands reached out to me.
It was so hard to watch him.
No one knew him. A secret. He is
Jesus of Nazareth, the King of the Jews,
the secret king, the son of David that no one will ever know.
crowned with thorns for the world to see.
He took his last breath. It was so final. Death surrounds me now.
On every side. It's so cold here.
Uriah is dead. My child is dead. And your garden is dying. Yes, my garden is dying.
Mine died too.
Your garden?
It's my fault. All of this is my fault.
No, it's not your fault.
I failed. And this is what happened?
I'm not sure what you mean, but no, I let this happen. It didn't have to happen.
It did have to happen. He said he was going away. But I didn't have any idea this is what he meant.
I let myself give in. I gave in. I had the choice.
He gave himself.
I had the choice as well.
He willingly gave himself.
But if I hadn't failed then,
Failed.
my hands touched. They should not.
His hands touched what he could not.
Failed at what?
Nails, swinging hammers, thorns, blood.
Like a serpent he came, his words roaring at me like a lion.
Like a lamb led to the slaughter.
I have failed. I have miserably fallen. No, it's not your fault.
But he's coming back. He said he would be coming back and it would be different.
I made my choice too, and I have to live with that. I was lied to.
Even though they lied about him, he is still coming back.
I believed a lie. I lied to myself. I was deceived.
I was deceived first.
He is coming back.
What you're facing today is because I failed yesterday.
And tomorrow will be different.
This is because of me.
No, you are not the blame alone.
Yes, I am. I was asked to leave my garden, and an angel with a flaming sword ushered me out.
An angel invited me in.
I had to get out. I lost favor.
Thou art highly favored, he said. You are highly favored. A prophecy had come.
A prophecy.
And the curse is mine. You shall have pain in childbearing.
And you shall bear a son. Yes, don't you see?
Weeds, and thistles, and thorns.
And a rod shall grow out of the stem of Jesse, and a branch shall grow out of his roots.
Jesse, David's father?
The prophecy.
Prophecy. Nathan said that God would use David's son to build his kingdom. But now look. How can this be? No, I alone was deceived. And because of it, I lost my son. My baby.
Yes, I lost a son. I was the first to lose a son.
And behold, thou shalt conceive in thy womb, and shalt bear a son, and shalt call his name Jesus. He shall be great, and he shall be called the Son of the Highest. And the Lord God shall restore unto him the throne of his father David.
The curse has been broken.
Yes, don't you see? He has done it.
It's broken. Finally, it's broken. The curse has been broken. The fault, the blame has been lifted off of my shoulders.
And mine.
Oh, yes. Don't you see what he has done? The serpent's seed has bruised his heel.
But our seed has bruised the serpent's head with a deadly blow.
Though we have been deceived and failed, yet his mercy still cries out for us.
And the voice of my son's blood cried out to God from the earth for justice and mercy.
The voice of my son's blood cries out, "It is finished."